just ridiculous fights. Like the second the barrier goes up, I'm just running it down.
Yeah. Can you go back to the 1v3 round?
Left side.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, it's
Oh,
a
okay.
fucking.
So what's the difference between those first 2 kills that you got and then the third fight?
Also, I was more ready to take on the Cypher and the Neon. Like the crosshair was in a lot better place. But when they come around here, I wasn't expecting her to be on the stairs.
Yeah.
And then I'm shooting at a body here and need to micro adjust.
Yeah, I think there are like big differences. I think the first thing is that they swung into you, Cypher and the Neon.
Left side.
So it's a lot easier for you to kind of get those fights.
Right.
Because you're more used to holding angles rather than like taking fights, right?
Yeah. So she's just done to me what I just did to them.
Pretty much. She's
Yeah.
just holding for you. And I think the second thing, your movement was a lot better. Like you were pretty much stood still and you didn't crouch for the first 2 fights.
Yeah, I'm trying
And
to
you go into the third one, it's a worse fight for you because it's a little more close range and they're actually ready for you. So you just instantly crouch spray. I think those are the 2 things that I saw there. So maybe the first thing you would want to do is practice taking fights, like in a deathmatch, just swinging people instead of holding angles.
Winging people in deathmatch. Okay.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, I think just to get that better, maybe depending on what map it is, kind of playing in situations like this where you're kind of either like practice taking aggro peeks. So just play one of the mains whenever you spawn there, and then like wait until you hear someone kind of long or whatever, and then swing.
Okay.
I think if you go into a deathmatch with with an idea that you want to practice versus just like winning or warming up, I think it can be beneficial.
Yeah, I lose a lot of my swings.
Match.
Yeah, I think you're definitely better at holding.
That's patience versus aggression, right? And
Yeah,
I'm way more patient than I am aggressive.
Deathmatch.
yeah, 100%. What are you thinking when you like go to take a swing?
Not really too much.
I mean, you should be thinking about the possibilities of where people could be. It's like what angles you need to clear. I think if you have knowledge of like who plays where, you need to be aware of, what util can be there, what util can stop you. Obviously you're gonna play around different agents differently. So like if there's a Cypher on site, and you're taking that swing versus like a Phoenix. You have to worry about the trips, or if you're playing a Phoenix, you have to worry about them flashing you, stuff like that.
Yeah.
As duelists, some of the fights you're going to be taking, I think let's focus on just like defensive fights first, because that's where you're going to be taking the aggro fights mostly. B Link, Art, B Long, and then A main. So anytime you spawn there, kind of put yourself in a situation like you're in a game, and then be ready to swing whoever you hear running. And then do your best to not spray, like counter strafe, tap. I know with the Phantom it's a little bit harder, I guess, but I think it's still beneficial. And take your time with your shots. I think especially in a deathmatch, there's no reason to worry about dying. So try not to shoot until you have your crosshair on their head. Like yeah, a lot of the time they're gonna be quicker than you probably, or just start spraying you before you can get that. But oh, what's going on here?
He's unkillable. He's immortal.
Thought you were just whiffing.
No.
I guess
I'll admit,
not.
I'll uninstall the fuck out of this game.
I think you're still not taking your time with your shots. I think the second you see someone, I don't know if it's panic or if you just want to kill them instantly, but you like just start spraying the second you see someone on your screen. Try to take your time on these fights.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Like that was perfect. And I mean, if it helps, you could go to like the Guardian, just to kind of force yourself to have to aim for the head, versus like giving you the option to spray with the Phantom.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, you're gonna die a lot, and that's fine. I think it's good practice what you're doing right now. Just focusing on taking your time, and then I think especially with the Guardian, just going for the one taps.
Ooh, one top him, one top him.
So I think your movement looks a lot better right now, just like the way you're taking fights.
One kill remaining.
But it seems like you're missing a lot more when you're not spraying. What sense are you playing on?
800 DPI, 0.27.
0.27.
So
Okay.
it's like the 216 DPI.
Do you have AimLab installed?
Yeah.
Have you tried the sense finder thing?
Yeah, mate, it just whacks my sense for the roof, and there's no way I can control it.
Okay.
It puts me on like 400 DPI, and mate, I'm just doing backflips. It's never, I've just never used it.
One of the biggest things that I do is if I'm in a slump, like a couple weeks ago when I changed my sense, I like upped it a tiny bit, and then it helped a lot. I think if you don't see anything wrong with the sense, then you just have to grind your mechanics a bit more. Because I think you were missing like a decent amount of shots in that deathmatch. I think it's tracking and microflicks
Mm-hmm.
that was kind of fucking you up the most. So I think you're used to kind of seeing someone, and since you're like a phantom user, you just instantly start like spraying or couch spraying.
Right.
And then like 60% of the time you're gonna get that kill. Versus like you whip out the Guardian and you're kind of forced to take your time, aim for the head, maybe track him around a bit till he gets his movement down, and then take the shot. I think it takes more effort to aim like that, which is good in a deathmatch, but I think it's bad in like an actual game. So kind of doing a mix of the two is what you should be aiming for.
When I do my morning routine, it's the Aim Labs Valorant Expert playlist.
Sure.
Then I do 50 bots. Then I do 3 hard bots. Well, I do 3 medium bots and then 3 hard bots. And then I jump into 2 death matches with one with the sheriff and then one with the phantom.
Okay.
So that's the morning routine.
About how long does that take?
Half an hour to 45 minutes.
I think skip the in-game stuff. Can I see you do the aim up stuff? Alrighty. Nice. I haven't seen these before. So go on to the next one. So I think if you want to stay on that sense, then you need to get your mouse control a little bit better. What I'm seeing right now is when you're aiming, I think, let's say your crosshair's in the middle.
Yeah.
You go way past the target.
Yeah.
Then you adjust a little bit. And then you find yourself on the center.
Yeah.
So it's like 3 movements. Like you go left, right, and then left again. So you like flick that way. Sometimes you get on the second one. Like you just adjust back. But that's still 2 movements. What you should be aiming for is just being able to flick directly to the target. Or if anything, like try to get the movement closer. So if you're undershooting it, then you do that and then just move a little bit. Or if you're overshooting,
Right.
like go past a tiny bit, then you have to go back.
Yeah.
But right now it is pretty like big distances that you have to flick between.
How would I go
think-
about improving mouse control then? Is there any like exercises I can do, or?
I think for mouse control, I think grid shot and 6-shot are pretty decent at building mouse control. While you're watching TV or like watching YouTube, someone else's stream, stuff like that. I think if you can just have AimLab on grinding like grid shots and 6-shots, it helps a lot with just getting your hand comfortable with, you know, the movements and flicking between those targets, because you shoot so many of them, especially on grid shot. So I think just getting comfortable with your mouse and knowing like the distance to move for each, I guess, like target
Yeah.
would come with grid shot, and really solidifying that, kind of getting it more precise for the smaller movements is where 6-shot comes in.
Okay.
Because, you know, you have tiny targets. I think the sense that you're playing on is good. Like, it is a good sense. Yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason to change it. I think you just need to, just kind of grind mechanics a little bit more.
Okay. 8-hour aim lab stream.
I think I would say half an hour. Like what you're doing right now to warm up is good. I think maybe at the end of your stream, just like half an hour, 45 minutes of just, you know, talking in the chat, writing some aim lab.
Yeah, all good. Right. Thanks for your Thanks for your time today, man. And yeah, I'll get cracking on this.